These men aren't really concerned about the stories. They're just glad to have you as our CO. They're happy to have a good leader again.
Well, from what I've heard, they've always had one. I've been told there's always been one man they could count on. Let him into the Black Jack, held them together when they had the crap shelled at them in the woods. Every day kept the spirits up, kept the men focused, gave them direction. All the things a good combat leader does. You don't have any idea who I'm talking about, do you?
No, sir.
Hell, it was you first, Sergeant. Ever since Winter's May Battalion, you've been the leader of Easy Company.
Shows nowadays aren't made with the same love and passion and heart like the one we're going to talk about today. Released 2 days before the most infamous day in American history, Band of Brothers tells the story of Easy Company in the 101st Airborne during World War II. Starting from the drop into Normandy and ending on VE Day, the incredible true story of these company of heroes is one that should never be forgotten in a time where men took the charge and fought in an era that is talked about constantly. The 10-episode miniseries based on the book of the same name explored the story of these men and the loss, the struggles, and difficult decisions made during one of the most famous wars in the world. The story kicks off right before the Normandy invasion with Lieutenant Winters and Lieutenant Nixon talking about the calm before the storm and the time spent in airborne school with the hard-ass known as Captain Sobel, introducing the cast of characters that you'll follow throughout the rest of the show, establishing a baseline character cast. It goes from Currahee to oh fuck me over the skies of Normandy. However, this isn't an action show by any means. It's a show detailing the journey through some of the most harrowing times during this era. Each episode is taken from the perspective of a certain individual, one of them being a medic in Easy Company during the Battle of the Bulge, of a private who was injured in a prior conflict returning to the company where some of the faces are gone and the rest are jaded from all the conflict and those they lost. The show is brutal, it's violent, but it isn't afraid to settle in quiet moments, allowing the men to just speak, to have a conversation, or the clip I played in the beginning. The men, after having fought one tough battle, settle in the warmth of a church for the night, while a choir provides a soothing lullaby to these restless souls. The action scenes themselves are shot beautifully and realistically, and you can feel the carnage, the pain, and the terror all in one. It feels like an actual battle. The effects are practical enough that during one scene, during the Battle of the Bulge, it made me sort of uncomfortable with how real it felt. The music is subdued, but it is there when the scene requires it. It's not a bombastic orchestra score that tells an epic war tale, just a company's trials and tribulations throughout the conflict. It's a war story that doesn't glorify war. The European conflict was brutal, unforgiving, and the actors do an excellent job at portraying their real-life counterparts and paying homage and respect to those men who put everything on the line. The men of Easy Company give their final thoughts once it's over. And as of July 3rd, 2022, the last member of Easy Company, Private First Class Bradford Freeman, has passed, leaving the company no more a myth and legend during the times of the Second World War. However, I won't forget their sacrifice, nor will the United States Army, which still to this day teaches its members about the Burracoat Manor assault in its classrooms, nor will the veterans that served and continue to serve like myself. So, if you have Amazon, YouTube, or even a way to watch the show, go do it. I promise you won't regret your purchase. For my fellow veterans, thank you.